This is a continuation of Chapter 4 into Part 2. As you will recall, we were speaking about the Walmart customer value chain as shown here at the top of the page. We also identified the particular components that follow under each of those activities in terms of what the suppliers do all the way over to shipping the materials to the warehouse where they are stored for the direction and deliverable to the store, making the inventory available to the customer, along with the promotional components serve to invite the customer to come to the store and examine and purchase the product. Next, we are going to look at Stage 2, or Step 2. In Step 2, we are looking at the data that is derived from the firm's members participating in the Strategic Effectiveness Architecture called Tribute. This assessment is used to determine mission-critical capabilities and the capability enhancements that are needed to achieve a strategic intention. The qualitative findings of this assessment will reveal where the organization stands today on its organizational capabilities and defines what it does best relative to other competitors. The results of the Strategic Effectiveness Architecture assessment shows those mission-critical capabilities underlined that Walmart management has selected for what they are best at doing. These critical mission capabilities make up the foundation for the building the strategic intentions, as defined in red, for a coherent capability-driven strategy. We're not suggesting that companies discard market signals. We are suggesting, however, that companies start from the opposite direction, figure out what they are really good at, and then developing those capabilities. The strategy becomes a matter of aligning this distinctive capability system with the right marketplace environment opportunities. As you can see over here on the right, we have listed the critical capabilities that Walmart has chosen to address and follow as part of their strategic intentions. In addition to each one, there is a critical capability list to which the Walmart chooses to participate in order to achieve each of those particular critical capability segments. Step 3. A third step is completed by considering 4 criteria to identify what firms must possess in its industry to become a source of sustained competitive advantage. Competitive advantage is determined in this step by VRIO, or value exploitable opportunity, rarity, resources control, immutability, no rival able to emulate, and organization support for the exploitation. Assessment of the organizational value creating potential based on the firm's resources or capabilities are found in the Walmart value chain. See Figure 4. A value chain analysis will be conducted to better understand the value of resources and capabilities for converting inputs, resources, into outputs, goods and services produced from the value chain activities that can be reconfigured for greater value creation in the chain. We frame the VRIO assessment against the internal value chain analysis results, which provides incremental different opportunities for exploitation. These VRIO differentiated competitive opportunities components are the foundation for providing competitive advancements for creating marketplace capability advantages. As we look forward at the value chain analysis, we now are going to pursue how the value analysis is performed and what recommendations or observations are made for creating greater value and discovering the tacit knowledge associated with it. If we look at what we had already shown here supporting the value chain, the activities, we examine them further by looking at each one and identifying opportunities for enhancements to creating value in the value chain. The first one we see is, of course, to provide suppliers with rigorous evaluation to ensure product quality. The product produced in order to make the managers, of course, has to do with product order supplier production delays caused by inventory outages in the store. We now look at product shipped in bulk. Warehouse sorting from bulk inventory from supplier for redistribution to the store is time consuming and adds cost to the product. Of course, that is where it takes place in the warehouse, where at least the cross-docking activity is particularly expensive if it's not pre-sorted by the supplier. We look at the product order that lasts for 15 days. The inventory ordering process used now for 15 days audit creates an average for product availability to the store inventory. We are looking also at inventory availability. Disconnections between promotion and product inventory availability causes customer dissatisfaction due to product not in store. We look at the promotional activities as associated with that to make sure they are aligned with the product availability. Product sale to the customer. Product sales are not tracked to determine product success or failure with with not information provided to the supplier for improvements. We next are concerned with product return policy. Returns and product returns are not known, as ambiguous and dissatisfying to the customer. We look also at customer community convenience. We are concerned here with the shopping experience of the customer that is not known to the level of satisfaction. These particular observations highlight what components need to be changed in order to capture the value that is lost by the activities that are not carried out, as shown in this particular chart. This observations made during this value chain process actually affords improved value creation for the customer. Based on the customer value chain analysis that we have just reviewed, a concept was to improve the Walmart-related mission-critical capabilities to accommodate and support new value chain improvements, as outlined previous chart. This customer value proposition, as derived from industrial practice opportunities, becomes the pivotal reason for modifying and changing mission-critical capabilities on which internal tacit knowledge is aligned to potentially result in increased competitive value for what the firm does best. Figure 5 below shows the 4 capability categories: employee, organization, customer, and stakeholder, where mission-critical capabilities are to be defined and addressed with each segment of the customer value chain to enhance the customer value proposition as they are modified to achieve greater competitive advantage in retail industry market. The major critical capability levels, as recited before, employee, organization, customer, stakeholder, will serve to be the strategic architectural building blocks whereby mission-critical capabilities are related. Tacit micro-foundations are identified and integrated to build the dynamic pathways for a coherent capability-driven strategy, in green, that creates value for the customer, as shown in Figure 6. Chapter 5.